Wagwan, what it do, family? It's Uncle T coming back at you once again with another Toombs Talk. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and coming kicking it with your unc. So today we're going to get into a little oracle astrology reading. We haven't done one of these in a little bit. So it being the beginning of September, it's a good time to start, a reading. But more importantly, it is eclipse season. We got this full moon eclipse coming up on September 7th. So if y'all ain't ready, y'all better get ready. So what we're going to do right now, first of all, we're just going to light this candle real quick. Uncle T got himself a nice little new candle. And we're going to set the intention, you know what I mean? Going to set the space, and we're calling in mine and yours collectively, those of y'all who are tuned into this reading, your most elevated angels, ancestors, and allies, to help guide us through life, guide us through eclipse season, and specifically, what is the message that wants to come through to you guys today via the cards, via some divination. So let's get straight into it. Your Uncle T's been going through a lot, as always. I know y'all, those of y'all who are connected with your Uncle T, have been going through a lot. So let's see what the cards have to say. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna let's do 2 quick shuffles. This has already been shuffled beforehand, but I like to shuffle it on camera. Let's pull 1 card today from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. Wow, beautiful. We've got Jergon Sacha. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is represented by the keyword of transformation. Now, this is an Amazonian herb. It's reminiscent of the snake, and it helps with snake bites, right? And it has this kind of fire quality to it when you take it. I've personally never worked with the Jergon Sacha, but I've heard a lot about it. It is also the card number 22, a very significant number, right? 22, a sacred number. Hopefully that's focusing for y'all. Anyway, go ahead and muse on this card a little bit, and we're going to pull 3 cards from the tarot to see what else wants to come through. So transfiguration, transformation. This is like the Tower card in the tarot. So, eclipse season is going to bring those Tower moments. What does not serve us will be let go. It's an eclipse in Virgo, and the South Node, obviously. So the eclipses, if you don't know, are connected with the nodes. The nodes are specific points within the moon, right? And long story short, it's an eclipse in Virgo, and this is going to bring a lot of transformation, which is connected to the South Node. So there's going to be something, or could be something, that is actively leaving your life, or the universe is putting us in a position to help expedite that letting go. So let's quickly get a little bit from, that's nice, opened up straight to this page from the booklet. So Jergon Sacha, represented by the keyword transfiguration, and I'm gonna also mention these few keywords. So unforeseen change, these are the keywords associated with this card. Unforeseen change, breakdown, transfiguration, poison transmuted, evil neutralized, rising from the ashes. What sticks out to me is poison transmuted and evil neutralized. So this is a position. So it's interesting. I've got my little altar over here. And a lot of that is for spiritual protection. So when we're talking about evil being neutralized or poison being transmuted, this coincides even with my last video about making mojo bags, right? So this is that mojo bag that I made in that particular video. If y'all haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. And this can help a lot with, again, enhancing your auric field, sleeping with it under your pillow, keeping it on your person and your purse, things like that, to help boost your auric field and allow these herbs to, work with us. These are the spiritual allies, you know what I mean? When I talk about connecting with your angels, your ancestors, and your allies, first of all, your Uncle T's been connecting with Archangel Michael for a little bit now, for like over a year. It really came into my cipher. And then, working with these spiritual allies, obviously working with the ancestors. My ancestors do some heavy work with your Uncle T. So you could be in a position where you need to boost up your spiritual protection, and or, you know, again, the universe is putting us in a position to be able to help let these things go, you know. Really, you have to be cognizant of your energetic field, and you are spiritual sovereign to yourself. So the only reason things can come in is because essentially you allow it. So again, building up that Wei Chi, building up your auric field, building up this protective barrier, not only protects you like physically, like your Uncle T don't get sick at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm heavily protected. Not only do I take these herbs internally to help boost my own immune system, but I've got a big bubble of spiritual protection around me, right? So working with your angels, your ancestors, and your allies. And then I've got this particular one, which I'm gonna take a spiritual bath with later on today. I'll probably make a reel based on that. So get your spiritual protection up, make you a mojo bag, get your, take you a spiritual bath. So boost up your spiritual protection. There could be, you know, a specific reason. Now you guys probably know about that within your particular situation, and or there could be something coming future forward that you may want to look out for. So, you know, never in fear, but only in, you know, this is for informational purposes, and so we could use it to our benefit, not to be held down by it, or not to be in a state of fear. You know what I'm saying? So let's pull 3 cards, past, present, and future, from this tarot deck and see what comes forward. We're gonna give it one more shuffle, okay? Split it, hit it, and let's see what comes forward. We've got the 3 of Wands. You're waiting for your ship to come in. Wow, we've got the 2 of Cups. Could be based on something relationship or some type of emotional fulfillment. We've got the Hanged Man. So let's see what we've got here. And then underneath the deck, we've got the Hierophant. Now, underneath the deck is what's going on subconsciously. So this could be based on traditions, traditional institutions, could even have, in a sense, you know, to do with religion, the government, social approval, things like that. So let's see, in the context of the Hierophant, we've got, again, the 3 of Wands, the 2 of Cups, and the Hanged Man. And so let me put this in order for y'all. I think y'all can see it correctly. Sometimes with this reverse camera, it's hard to figure out which order, but we've got the 3 of Wands, which is a 3, the 2 of Cups, which is a 2, and then we've got the Hanged Man, which is a 12, but those together come into 3, right? So we've got 3s and 2s coming forward. The 3 of Wands, it's like you've been waiting for this, your ships to come in. You're waiting for the opportunity. You've probably been preparing a lot for this opportunity, expansion, you know what I mean? So you have this vision of the future, and it's represented by Aries, right? So now, you know, the eclipse is going to allow you in a space to see the vision and to take action upon that vision. Now we've got the 2 of Cups. This vision could be related to something relationship-wise, you know what I mean? Either there could be directly someone coming into your cipher, a new relationship, a new love, proposal, some type of that, you know, straight up marriage, or you could be resolving issues based on past, you know, love, marriage, relationship issues that have gone on in the past that you need to resolve. Now the Hanged Man, you know, the Hanged Man hangs upside down, right? But it's like there's this level of enlightenment. You see his head has this auric presence, this illumination to it, right? So there's this level of enlightenment now that you've been in this state of limbo, been in this state of hanging, surrendering, you're surrendering to the process, but we're going to be moving beyond that. You know what I mean? So it's this level of enlightenment based on, you know, based on seeing what you want, having this vision for your future, and being able to have that emotionally fulfilled. And like I said, the 2 major arcanas of the Hierophant and the Hanged Man, it could be based on some institutional aspect, you know, the institutions keeping you in this state of limbo, things like that. But all that's going to be going away. And then what I also see here is this 10 of Wands underneath the Hierophant, underneath the deck. So it's like you're going to be letting go of all these burdens. The wands, he's carrying all these wands. We're letting that go. 10 is the completion of a cycle, as it literally just was 10:10 on the clock. So, you know, it's going to be a tumultuous time. We've got transfiguration, right? The eclipses bring about these type of things, and the sun is literally eclipsing. It's unearthing some of the things that we put in our subconscious, or some of the shadow elements of our lives that we need to work on. That is going to be illuminated, and it's going to be, you know, this process of transfiguration, internal alchemy, right? Again, this is why we help to utilize the herbs. We've got the dragon's blood sage right here. You know, burning your sage, burning your herbs, offering these things up to your higher self, your angels, your ancestors, and your allies, taking your spiritual baths, consuming the herbs to help fortify your body from within. As within, so without, as above, so below. Let me turn this down. Mind you, these are Toombs tunes on YouTube. I'm playing my own little tracks, and they're also embedded with subliminal tracks. It's actually funny because this is my Dragon Reiki track, and I was just talking about dragon's blood. And I actually am taking internally some dragon's blood. So, you know, again, and even this aspect with the snake, it's kind of like this whole dragon type of vibe. So not only is it about like slaying your dragon in more of like a biblical sense, but it's about working with it. There's good and bad on everything. So we want to slay these demonic forces, if you may, or the dragons that have a malicious intent. But then we have the good side of things, right? Those that are going to help transfigure, burn away all the dross, burn away to transmute the poison, if you may, and can elevate us to a higher place. You know what I mean? So this is what's coming forward in the reading. I hope y'all took from it. If you want a more in-depth reading, contact your unc and we can move forward. You know, I'm gonna do at least an hour-long reading. It's gonna be, you know, 101, FaceTime, or over the phone, or not FaceTime, but Zoom call or over the phone. We're gonna talk about your situation, get some insights, a little tombstone therapy. We're gonna dive into an in-depth reading and see what the cards have to say, and basically, you know, see what the intuition, your angels, your ancestors, your allies have to say. And your Uncle T will also provide particular remedies to help remedy your situation, to help you, you know, remedy your situation. Like I said, different herbs for the spiritual bath, for your mojo bags, and how to actively create more of a connection with your angels, your ancestors, and your allies. So holla at your unc. I hope y'all got something from this. It's eclipse season. Stay grounded, okay? You know, even the Hierophant represents like that Taurus energy, right? So we're gonna stay grounded in the midst of the fire, but know that, you know, when the fire comes, when we're placed into the crucible, it's that alchemical transmutation that turns lead into gold, okay? So love yourself enough to know that your spirit wants to, you know, be noble, and it's these noble metals like gold, platinum, these higher elevated metals that, you know, is the alchemical process, transmutation, transfiguration, the crucible of life that is going to allow us to ascend to a higher and higher level. So it's your Uncle T. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'ma holla at you.